All right. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Omni X-Men, where we're going to be breaking down issue 115. Can't believe we're getting to 115 now. I'm Justin No Good Comics, if you're not familiar with me. And with me, as always, on this side, John's Comics with Kids. What's going on, John?
Man, just another great Tuesday talking about Claremont goodness, man.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to this. Like I was saying, like we're in the 115 now. It's pretty wild. Moving along here for sure.
Yeah, I can't believe how many we've got already. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we're not even in March yet, but we're getting there. We got our special guest, who was our guest last week, and that is Brandon from Comics Kings. What's going on, Brandon?
Not much, man. Just another Tuesday. I'm always here. Thank you guys so much for having me yet again.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I see you always doing your homework. You're always diving into the Omnibus, so it's always great to see. If you guys don't follow Brandon, make sure to sub him up. I put the link in the description below, along with John's as well. So you can find everything there. And as a brief reminder, next episode will be over on John's channel. So be ready for that as we continue.
And we got Azores joining us for that one.
Oh, that's right. Nice. Very cool.
And then JR, I think, after that.
Yeah, 117. JR.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. Very cool. And guys, give me a thumbs up or anything if I'm freezing, or if anybody in the chat, it seems like it's been pretty good.
I've been freezing a couple of times. That's just not me, though. I don't think that's you. I had too many tabs open. I had to close some stuff.
So let's say a quick hello to the chat, and then we will dive into some things. And of course, right off the bat, my man Ruben Guzman. Hello, sir. Always good to see you. Always one of the first in the chat, so I appreciate that. Magic Lasso is also in the house. What's going on, Magic Lasso? Just watched his recent video breakdown of WandaVision. Won't do any spoilers here.
So good.
Definitely a great breakdown. And
I love this comment. He's saying he put his TV show Lois and Superman on pause just for us.
Yes.
And mutants.
It's Tuesday. Come on. They can wait.
And we got Jackson Roy Kirk here. Hello. The premiere was tonight. Premiere for what? Is he talking about?
Probably
for the
Superman Lois.
Mm-hmm. I saw the commercials for it. I didn't know if it was when it was, but good to see you as always. We also have Connecticut Comics in the house. What's up, fellas? Hello. Thanks for stopping in, man. Doing some great stuff over on your channel as well. Check him out on Saturdays. And let's see, we got Chet. Oh, it just jumped on me. We got Chet in the house. Hello, kitties. 9.6 Stan and Shooter at CGC getting Claremont right now with Brandon's 112. Look at that. The combination.
Yep, my 112 that I found in the wild.
A nice copy. A nice copy, too.
Sent in the next day to CGC. I'm like, yo, Chet, you're not going to believe this. That's how the conversation went the whole ride home.
We got my man Beta Ray Jim in the house as well. What's up, Beta? We got to get you back on here at some point too, my friend. I'm sure we have something lined up. If not,
I was gonna say I sent him the list, so he's just got to let me know what issues he wants. I know we got 118, 120, and then a bunch of stuff in the mid 120s. So
okay,
he can let me know what's up.
Still plenty available. All right, so. Let's get into let me just say to anybody watching the replay, thanks for taking the time to do so. You guys that are here now, make sure you stick around because we will be doing questions tonight as always. So you can have a chance at winning or getting entered into our raffles, our mystery box from John or an omnibus from myself. And look at the nice, John, real quick, just show off the new omnibus that you got there.
So yeah, volume 4 dropped just last week. There were 2 covers for it actually. But I went with the one that's got the actual issue on the cover, 193 there with Wolverine. And so this is a skinnier one compared to volume 4 is this huge beast, which has I had to go with the Mohawk Storm on that one.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, these are my only Omnis now, but I can't seem to stop. I don't know when volume 5 is dropping. They have not announced when volume 5 is coming. So I'm keeping my eyes and ears open for that when they announce it. Because I don't think it's happening through till the summer somewhere, maybe.
I don't think it'll be till June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that. Well, very nice. I didn't realize that there were the multiple copies or covers. You mentioned that you chose this particular cover So there are two at least.
There were two for this last one, and I can't remember what the other one was, but I think it was like a modern version. Like somebody had made like that Storm one that I just showed them. Like somebody had basically just designed a cover using all the stuff that would happen in the volume. Like this one's got the Brood and all that stuff.
Nice. Oh, Chet's saying, can I see the actual cover?
Oh, underneath, I think a lot of them have just this. I'll double check them. Actually, Chet, I haven't even opened it yet. It's still in the plastic, my man.
Keep it that way. I guarantee you.
Nah, he's cool.
It will never stay that way.
Yeah, no.
I definitely opened my Omnis for sure. I think it just says,
you got to stretch that bad boy out.
Through the stressing, the spine care. So there you go.
The way
leave them in it. There you go. Sorry, too late, Chet. Too late, brother. Too late.
The way Justin was touching his book in his live stream the other day, Chet was having a heart attack.
Oh yeah. I had what was it? That was haha. I had a haha open, and Chet was freaking out.
Oh.
Nice new book though, so it's fair. You know, you got to open up some new books.
I'm not gonna. Look at it this way, Chet. I could open the actual issues, or I could open an Omni. What do you want? You got to pick one for me, man.
He's like, neither. There's Wolverine. It's sacred.
He's like read digital.
John, you're gonna get a new iPad just showing up at your house one day. It's gonna be from Chet.
My iPad is a little old, Chad. If you
there you go.
Chad, my birthday is just around the corner, March 2nd. I have an iPad.
The tablet, there it is. See, I knew it.
The Omni X-Men are accepting tablets and iPads. Oh man! All right, boys. So let's get into this issue here. Let's start off with just your overall thoughts on the matter. And John, we'll start with you. How would you grade this thing? And what did you think overall of issue 115?
I'm going to be pretty hard on this issue. He's not a huge fan. The artwork continues to be the selling point whenever the issue drags a little for me. And this is obviously a beautiful issue with a lot of great artwork. But the plot is a big setup, and it basically amounts to a crappy image story of two heroes fighting each other only to realize, oh, wait, we're on the same side. Why are we fighting each other? Like, that's the whole premise for this. And it's a ton of like backstory filler stuff that sets up what's going to happen in some of the later stories. So, I mean, overall, I'm not saying it's garbage or anything like that, but compared to some of the ones we've been reading lately, some of the ones that I felt like were in the 9s, in the high 9s even, like this definitely feels more like an 8 out of 10, something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, even for you to say 8, I was almost expecting to hear something even a little lower than that.
I mean, I could easily call 7.5, and I'm gonna relive it. Usually, I relive. So, for those that don't know the behind the scenes, like usually I go through the issue once in the Omni, once digitally, and then once making the slideshow. Like I really go through it. So I didn't have as many experiences reading this one. So I'm still on the verge of it. But I would say, I'd say in that 8.0-7.5 range somewhere.
That's fair. And before we go any further, I will warn the chat now that I have taken some responsibility in building out the platform of or the presentation, I guess you could say, this time around. So I apologize if I offend anybody with the work that I have done. I've tried.
Not at all. Come on.
And we got Kachung in the house. What's up, Kachung?
Hey.
Dave, good to see you, man.
Monsterverse. Oh man, I love Monsterverse.
I don't even know what that is.
No, but Godzilla, Kong, all those.
Oh.
All the kaiju characters.
Yeah, I'm a fan of those. All right, Brandon, what did you think of this episode, of this issue?
I definitely scored around a little bit higher than you guys because I love the history. I don't know. Every time I was reading this issue, and I read it like 4 times. It's like, this is where Scott Snyder, if he read one Marvel book, this is where it would be. This is like, it's given us so much history that it pays off for like readers before Claremont's time who were like reading X-Men like from Jump, and people who were like reading Kazar, right? Because he was a very popular character at that time. So it gave you like a lot of those parallels, and it was like linking 2 worlds together. And it was to me, it was more like, okay, we're gonna take a little break from everything, you know,
Sure.
And take a step back to go forward, you know. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Obviously, there's like a lot of history to digest. Like I said, it's only something like the modern day Scott Snyder would do. If you read an X-Men book, this would be the one we would read.
Which I will hilariously say burn on Scott Snyder because I don't like Scott Snyder very much. And this is like then yes, that makes total sense why I would not appreciate it as much.
There you go.
And John's now like it's a 7-0.
Yeah, no, shots fired as Scott Snyder.
We got Al Strand's Comics in the house. What's going on, Al Strands? This man's doing a lot right now on YouTube and Instagram. So
Ooh, I better sub him up. Let me jump over there and sub him up.
Yeah, make sure you do. He's fairly new to the community and diving into YouTube and everything else. He's been on a lot of shows though, so it's been good to see him. So thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us here as we talk some X-Men. Chet was saying here, it's got action. Then it comes to the screeching halt. Yeah. So. And to add on, so he's given an A5. Yeah, I think anywhere in that range is fine. In my mind, I was floating around a 7.5 for this episode. And kind of what Chet said, that the fact that it comes to a complete halt, I was really into the fight. I was into the fight scene. If anything, I wanted more of it, I think, just to see how they would take on Wolverine. And I mean, they handle it and all. But I don't know. I guess I wanted a little bit more. And then once it comes to a halt, I got bored. I mean, I just got a little, it's very wordy. A lot. I get that, as you're saying, like it's a setup. It's essentially a setup issue for what's to come, which is fair, and we need that. We do need that to some degree. To obviously to have really big highs, you have to have some really lows as well. And not that this was like terrible by any means. But
no, I mean, the best, the worst Claremont issue is probably significantly better than a lot of other comics.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And John, as you mentioned, the artwork definitely, obviously that saves it for sure. And really just appreciate the interior stuff. Oh, and the cover, which we'll get to. I love the cover. Absolutely love the cover. And let's jump into that. Did want to just highlight here real quick that Chet likes your shirt.
Yes.
Black Panther 2.
And
I have this comic, so I feel good. I don't like to wear comics with shirts with comics on the cover and not own it. So it's kind of I try not to buy those unless I know that I can get that book.
Do not get John an AF-15.
Oh God, yeah. I don't need an AF-15 T-shirt. Yeah, keep that away.
Unless you give him the book too, then
right. If they come together, I mean, hey,
we'll get you the Walmart reprint.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see. A lot of backstory from X-Men and Astonishing Tales. Oh, there you go. Didn't know that about Astonishing Tales, but great to know. Yeah, Alstron, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Catch the rewind for sure. All right, so let's dive into this mess that I put together.
Hilarious.
Imagine like X-Men was spelled wrong and like you're like, man, Justin, what did you do here, man?
the uncanny X-Men.
Yeah. John's like, I told you, just stick to the template, man. Just stick to the template.
You're hilarious.
So here's the cover, and I want to just jump in and just say that I absolutely love this. I actually used this for a Throwdown Thursday post at a couple of months ago. It's just got or says a lot within obviously what's representing, and especially if you didn't know what was going on, you'd just be like, wait a second. So there's this villain in the background, but Wolverine is attacking the X-Men. Like, what's going on here? Right. So that definitely I feel like would pull somebody in if they were not if they weren't familiar with this at all. So John, what'd you think of this cover?
I mean, it's great. Obviously, if you had read the previous issue and you saw this villain, you're like, wait, why are they not fighting the villain now? Like, what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. If you were unfamiliar with Sauron and his abilities. I also love the use of black inside of Sauron's shape, like holding up his arm. So it's almost like there's this like cloud of darkness behind them. He's sort of looming up over them. And then, the pièce de résistance, you got Storm laying down there in the bikini. Like, this is a win on pretty much every level.
Yep. Brandon, what did you think?
Personally, I don't like the coloring on Storm there. I mean, I'm looking at my Omnibus right now, and it's like she definitely got a different color tone, more of her normal tone in the reprint. But this cover really speaks again, like, to the history behind this issue. You had to read 59 through 61. I know Chet said that he made me read it in the chat, which is I said, Chet, I'm going to read it, and he said, "Good boy." So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, she doesn't look quite so dark, and on the Omni. Right. It's definitely it's just the imagery. Sometimes the screen grabs. It's hard to like control the color darkness.
You want to hold that up again, John? I could
Yeah.
share the screen there for a second. Oh yeah, that's definitely better there.
And it's not as black, the background behind, but I just love the negative space of Sauron. Like you don't see the like muscles, instead the muscle tone is gone. It's the shading that's so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Sorry, Chet, I'm holding up my.
That's fair. And Lasso to add, he said, okay, with this cover might sound dumb, but I like never notice Storm when I see this cover. Yeah, I'm with you. I actually didn't really notice it either the first time around.
Sorry, I can't help.
I read it last night.
However, unlike last week, he's kind of speaking to what's going on in this issue, what's going to happen, and kind of more of like Sauron's powers. Like, okay, you see Wolverine being manipulated, you see him being dragged in.
Right.
So he's under like Sauron's control. He's in his like wingspan, kind of, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
No, absolutely. And then, you get a little Nightcrawler in there as well. Cyclops gets lost for me. Cyclops is the one that I'm like, he's there? Yeah, he's tucked in there.
Yeah. Yep. You can see his hand and his face there. And hold him back. Kachung says, I just realized I commented in here thinking I was still watching Lamer Frame.
Whoa. Yeah,
go home.
I respect the dual viewing, my friend.
Go home, Dave. You're drunk. I set Brandon up by making him read 59. Tell that story, Brandon, and why he did that. There you go.
Oh. Remind me, Chet, to tell you later about the book I bought today because you'll be very proud of me. But when it gets here, I'll show it off on the show.
Oh, nice.
He only told me to read 59. I did the rest on my own. Nice.
Good. All right, so let's just make sure my computer doesn't blow up when we go to the next slide. So where we left off, I kept that in there, John, because it worked out well.
They do these splash pages on the first one every time, and it's always a nice little like, hey,
yeah.
Previously on Uncanny X-Men.
So this is really what I got from this was to just take it easy with Storm's hair because she's got really nice hair. But yeah, so essentially where we left off is their Storm is being taken over by Sauron's ability, or well, I guess, do you call that he drained her abilities or her power? Is that right?
I think he said like life force. I
right.
think he called it life force.
Yeah, it is.
Like an absorption kind of. But so this pretty much,
he says, the life force within her is incredible, but I mustn't, but I hunger. That's kind of what he said in the previous issue.
Okay.
But because her life force has this mutant ability that is so powerful, I think it's just imbued within it,
Mm-hmm.
I need life energy, only a little. And then,
Jackson Roy Kirk says, poor Storm, she's out of it until some of the last panels. Yeah, we don't really get to see much more of Storm, unfortunately. So that's another reason this is probably more of a 7.5.
That would really hurt any comic, right? Less Storm.
So I'm gonna keep kind of jumping through here. So this is like the next. Is it?
It's a spread page, which basically means it's a splash page that covers on two sides. And I mean, it's hard to read this issue and not go bonkers for this spread page. I mean, if you want to see it in the book here.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's just a masterpiece. Come on. This is absolutely stunning. I love the gun on Sauron's hip, the pose, the action pose, of course, Wolverine diving right in. And then, look at her. Storm doesn't have to do anything. She just has to lay there. Look at her. Come on. It's all just magical. Never mind that we've completely forgotten how they got their costumes fixed and perfect again. Apparently they have the epic seamstress. We're going to forget all about the logic of that and instead just look at perfect. That's burn, baby, burn right there.
I thought we were just going to look at Storm. I thought that's what you were alluding to.
Well, hey, it's all
changed. It just stayed perfect.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I like how Sauron's body is kind of taking over the whole top part of this, dueling page. Definitely great stuff. That was kind of up there for our favorite. John, I know you had sent me this one and another, and we'll get into that. Just an awesome way that he's like swooping in Wolverine there as well. So as we move on here a little bit, Yeah, so this is where we first see that, Wolverine goes at it right away, trying to attack Sauron, and he gets taken over right away from his mesmero type of abilities, I guess you say, right?
Yeah.
Seeing his eyes there just kind of being glazed over.
And that second panel on the left side, the second one in the middle there, when you see Wolverine's head and Sauron's head sort of melding, that is a cool one. I did consider that one as well as being one of my favorites, but so cool. So great.
Absolutely. We got Alberto in the house. What's going on, Alberto? Good to see you, my friend. He's been doing a lot of cool things over on Instagram, and I believe he just started his YouTube channel as well.
Ooh.
So
man, I got to subscribe to a bunch of people tonight.
Yeah, man. Great seeing you, brother. He's a big X-Men fan, and he also has all 4 of those omnibus that you have there. So
flex.
Yeah, he's been doing his homework. He's way ahead of us, but
we're pacing ourselves. Honestly, when I bought the first one, I joked to Justin because I told him I'm buying it. And then I was like, my goal is to read it over summer vacation. I'm a teacher. And I was like, I've got a ton of great reading ahead of me. And then Justin pitched me on this show.
Yep.
And now here we are almost a year later, and I'm only halfway through this thing.
There's his YouTube page, by the way. He had his personal account at first.
Awesome.
But yeah, man. So great stuff that he's been doing, and like I said, he's a big mutant fan. So welcome. I know it's his first time swinging by. So Chet saying love the panel of him turning Wolvie's head around.
Right.
Yeah, his head around. Yeah.
Grabbing his head and just turning him.
Yep. And
so that he has to see the team morphing into these beasts, which are amazing drawings, super creepy.
I love how they did that, and just how they had the 3 up there, and then immediately morphed, and fully understanding what he's now seeing and why his rage is just flipped the script and now attacking the team. And I love that bottom panel where Cyclops, he does not hold back, man.
No,
completely zaps him.
Yeah,
he was probably waiting to do that for a while.
It probably felt good.
Yeah.
I got my chance. Let's do it. The one at the top right, where like they all have like the oh shit, because they know what's about to come.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
They just saw him take out like a pterodactyl last week.
They're like, oh, and then Cyclops like, yes.
Yeah, just absolutely lays him low. I love it.
That's great. So yeah, then we jump into a little bit of a battle in the air as two of the X-Men at least are kind of going after Sauron, Banshee, Banshee, and then this is kind of what leads into. I think this is where they. Oh no, I'm jumping ahead here. John, this is so hard to do, man.
It's all good. No, you're doing a great job. I was going to ask Chet, and maybe you guys can answer for me, because I am not as knowledgeable of Banshee outside of obviously this run and the animated show and the movies. Like, I have not read a bunch of his early appearance issues. I didn't understand he could still fly without the wings on his uniform. I thought that he needed that element to fly. I don't know that I've ever seen him. I don't remember ever seeing him fly just like in the buff.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess it's like the costume is like helps him control his powers more. Because if you look at like the purpose for each one of the X-Men's costumes, I'm immediately thinking of Havoc's, right? It helps him kind of filter that energy to go forward. This is like, okay, maybe Banshee has like enough training over the years where he doesn't necessarily need it to project his powers.
Because he looks like he's aces right here, right? I mean, he's got full control, it looks like.
Because like we know his scream makes him fly. The costume is just like built to help enforce that, help him kind of channel that. At this point in his training, he's an elite X-Men. He's been here for, I think, since what was his first appearance? It's
55?
Was he before Polaris?
50? Somewhere in the 50s. I can't remember which issue.
But one of the early Silver Ages, right?
Yeah.
So obviously he's had like enough training over the years to be able to control his powers.
Okay, so because I know in the movies they made it seem like, I know the screaming, I get it. It's like what projects the force, the shock waves. But I thought that the suit gave him flight control, and he seems totally able to fly. The suit seems completely useless in these issues.
Banshee was 28. I was gonna say like 32, so it was like kind of in that area.
If the wind blows up the loincloth, he'll prove he's not a Banshee. Yeah. He's got a Scotsman thing going for an Irishman. He's going to kill method.
28. Banshee's 28. X-Men 28.
Okay.
I was gonna say 33, but
A little earlier. TJ, what's up, TJ? TJ in the house. His Honic screen, propels him. And Rod, Just a Rican, and his comics is in the house as well. What's going on, Rod? Good to see you.
what's a Rod?
Right. So let's move in here. This was awesome. I love this panel. Or these, I guess this set of 3 here where Cyclops is just like, all right, Nightcrawler, you stay here and I'm going to go do this. You gather up the 2 that are knocked out. Meanwhile, Wolverine is just like waking up and yet he's still under this like hypnotic spell and completely brow right in the face of Nightcrawler. I thought that was pretty badass.
Absolutely.
And then we have, of course, what Wolverine is seeing over on the right-hand side here, and him thinking that, Jean Grey is being attacked by this evil monster when really it's completely opposite where, Jean Grey's not even there. And, Cyclops is really the one doing the work and trying to take out Sauron. So this was, this was just, it was a cool idea, and just like, okay, like, damn, like, how are they going to get out of this? How are they going to deal with this when you got this psycho Wolverine who's a killer that's essentially throwing you off your game while you're trying to actually fight the bad guys or bad guys.
Did I say hi to Rod? I'm sorry if I didn't, Rod. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, the use of Jean as a device here to motivate Wolverine, very clever, and I did dig that a lot.
Most guys.
Right, that redhead distracting me.
It's just Jean. It's not. It's just her. It's just.
Yep. So yeah, that was really an interesting kind of thing to consider for as these guys are trying to take out the main key villain. I'm sure. So this was I thought of this scene particularly when Wolverine's on top like that. Some fans of Wolverines who don't like Cyclops were probably just like, oh, dude, just let him have it here.
Just do it.
Yeah. but then opposite, Cyclops is the one who doesn't really hold back here.
Yeah.
Again, he gets to blast him twice in one issue.
Yeah, it's true.
I was like having a field trip. He's like, "Oh, best vacation ever."
This was a great blast too, because he like launches him up over the trees and then into the woods on the other side.
You can tell he's like, it was in the making.
Yeah.
Note, Chet says, note, Banshee's scream doesn't propel him. He can hover and even reach the speed of sound. That's just so he just has natural flight. Interesting.
Okay. I can write that down, like you said. Chad got my Wolverine Funko Pop.
I did not know that he just had flight as an ability. I thought his scream made the flight possible. So that's interesting.
Yeah, same here. Especially with, I think about the movie that they did back, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, First Class, right, where they show him learning how to fly.
Right.
And it's a lot of like sound waves and use of sound waves. Interesting.
Right.
Still one of the best X-Men movies, in my opinion.
First Class.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it a lot.
I like that one. Yep.
Foxmen lie.
I can add that to the description. Foxmen lie.
Yeah.
I respect it.
And then we have here Brandon's favorites here. This is what I was trying to think of when I was mentioning before, when Banshee first jumped up in the air to kind of go after Sauron, and that collision between the air and the ground with Cyclops and Banshee attacking from both ends, I thought was so cool. And actually, I just thought that would be it. Like, I thought that would be the thing to really like kill him, I guess, or
right.
I mean, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I really chose this panel most because I knew you guys were going to pick the double flash. So I'm like, what is my number 2? That's what I'm always thinking. I'm like, what's my number 2 and 3 picks? Because I know what to do. So I just really like the Banshee and Cyclops combination. Now, as I've been saying in my earlier guest appearances, Banshee has always been kind of like the Hawkeye of the group, always getting like his butt kicked, always being like, oh, we need to torment someone. Banshee. So I'm kind of glad that it's Storm this issue, because it's like we can give Banshee a break, let him play hero for once. And when you think about it, these were 2 of the people that fought Sauron the first time. So it makes sense for why Claremont chose to use him in the way he did. Obviously, they learned a little bit since their last encounter. So that's just really what I appreciated, just the thoughtfulness behind this and the tribute it's playing. that combined with the art just made it my second and third favorite panels, because that double splash was really my favorite.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And these are some some really cool action scenes that we get. And I'm just thinking about, like, if I was a little kid too, just seeing this for the first time, yeah, like this power coming from both sides of Sauron, like, all right, this guy's dead. There's no way, but now as we move on to that next panel at the top right, we see
he's reverting,
Colossus.
right? He's turned, if you look, he's growing his hair back, he's reverting back into his normal form, and he's seeking out a new life form to absorb. Yep. Because absorbing an Omega level mutant is obviously going to give him a lot of juice, but that is a pretty big hit he takes. I don't know how he quite just flies off, like he's like, okay, now I'm away. I'm safe. I got away from those guys.
True.
He does dart off pretty quick. But yeah, of course, going after Colossus is it seems like a power move, and then doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, kind of backfired on him there on that bottom panel, as you can see him kind of flying.
It's another kind of like backhanded slap move, right?
Yeah. Claremont was a big fan of the backhand.
Claremont was also a big fan of Colossus. I was supposed to be like his main guy, right? Like the Thing in Fantastic Four, what brought everyone. But no, then people fell in love with Wolverine once Bird came on.
Yeah,
like Claremont's way of saying, yeah, this is my guy. This is what you guys should be looking at.
Right, Kirk says, serves Colossus right. He was having some impure thoughts holding Storm.
He would not be a human male if he no, I guess he's not a human male, he's a mutant. He would not be a male of the male species if he was able to pick up Storm in her bikini and carry her off and not have a couple of those thoughts.
I mean, they've all had their like sexual drives going in this Savage Land's atmosphere.
It's savage in many ways.
What was it, Brandon? Was it you last time that said what happens in the Savage Land stays in the Savage Land?
This is one of she's unconscious. Let's just let me have my moment where they're no.
All right. So from here we jump on to Wolverine finally snapping out of it, right? And he's like, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And here's where you can really see that transformation with Sauron, right? That's an interesting kind of way his whole body and everything's changing back into this human form. Meanwhile, Wolverine's just about to destroy him. He's about to absolutely kill this guy. Now that he's realized what's kind of been going on here a little bit. I also thought that Wolverine would, eventually snap out of it anyways because of his instinct abilities, the way he did with Mesmero, where he eventually kind of got out of that. But here it looks like it took a little extra time for him to kind of snap out of it. But it's a great panel. Love the close-ups there.
Right. And Sauron does have stronger power than Sauron, or than Mesmero. He has much stronger power than Mesmero. As there was a quote earlier, like
I saw that, earlier on. Yeah.
This is why he's doing this for half the book.
Yeah. Sauron's powers are like tremendous compared to what Mesmero was, is what they mentioned. Something like that. So as he's about to, as Wolverine here is about to really take this guy out now that he's in human form, boom, we get this awesome kind of little more than half, kind of like a 3/4 splash page of Khazar jumping in here, Lord of the Savage Land, and this was really cool how it just hits you.
I was blown away by the detail in all the. I mean, obviously your eye goes to Khazar and his saber tooth, but like look at the detail in like Wolverine's back, in the plant life around them, in the background, those trees, the shrubs. There's so much more detail work in this panel than any artist would put into a 3/4, 2/3 panel page nowadays. Like the attention to detail on this page, I was like, wow. Like everybody, he spent time on everybody, not just where your eye's going to look. Fabio of the Jungle. That's hilarious.
You're right. Even just like the way he's standing on this mini cliff and everything, like he has the details of the dirt and
look at his arm, the finger pointing, like all the muscles in his arm are just amazing.
Yep. And this, I will note, this is the other one that John, you had sent me as one of your other favorites here.
The amount of time spent, like you can just see, like on this 1 2/3 page of art, it's just incredible.
Yep, and you get a cute little kitty cat here too.
Yep. I don't know if you guys are thinking this, but Kazar kind of reminds me of Sunshine from Remember the Titans. You know, the quarterback with the long golden.
Remember the Titans.
And I'm like, Sunshine.
I just watched that the other day. My girlfriend saw it for the first time. It was great.
Great movie.
So yes, very good point there. And then as you can see, the rest of the team's kind of running over to join in and make sure that Wolverine doesn't do something he might regret.
Isn't it Kazar? Is it not Kazar? Is it Kazar? I thought someone had told me it was Kazar, like the letter K and then Zar.
I've heard people say Kazar.
I go with Kazar.
Yeah.
So TJ's saying something else. Well, TJ, you tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Is it Ka? Like I don't know.
Kazar?
C-U Ka and then Zar?
Yeah.
Kazar. There you go. That's what Chet says.
I'm going with it.
Kazar.
So initially, I wanted to put something in during the splash page and do like a kind of a joke homage to How Bizarre, that old 90s song. But I was like, oh, How Kazar. I don't know if that was.
That's hilarious.
But that's where my mind was. This was definitely fun to do, John, putting these slideshows together.
There's definitely a lot of fun to it for sure.
All right, so after this really cool splash page, we jump into the exciting story time. And this is where everything kind of slows down. And as you can see, all the X-Men are sitting around the fire as Kazar is explaining, along with what's his real name?
Sauron is Carl Lycos.
Carl Lycos. That's right.
A Carl, a Kevin, and a Kyle. Here in the story, which really tripped me up the first 2 times. That will take the third time for me to understand. Okay, we got 3 kids.
So now here's where you get your 4 pages of backstory tying it all together. And it's epic. It is absolutely epic. Now, the artwork's really cool. It's information that I didn't really know, but it is long. There's a ton of stuff going on here, and it's a brutal transition. And I struggled with this portion of the story.
I definitely struggled too, and part of it was I didn't know much about Kazar before this, and I know that that ties a little bit into his history and his world. So I was a little thrown off just in general by some of the storyline that I was trying to understand, but yeah. So essentially now we see Kyle Lycos and him trying to explain exactly how he arrived here. And you can see him on the right-hand side here, all beat up, and he kind of stumbles across what looks to be this event going on with some sort of priests and acolytes and people worshiping and all this other stuff. So from here, we kind of jump into, this how did this get in?
This issue just got a whole lot better. It's 8.5 now. 8.5 all the way.
So
that's hilarious.
This is Storm from the last issue. I left this in for last week's slideshow, by accident. Yeah, it's
instantly half grade bump right there.
See, John, I don't know if it's good that I'm taking over with some of these. I went to go remove some of this stuff. I'm like, oh, come on, I can't take that away yet,
Days of Future Past just in this slideshow.
Yes.
Or featuring Storm in a thong in the Savage Land.
That's great. Everybody cracking up. All right,
there's accidents happen, man. Accidents happen.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's it was late Sunday night. I was tired, just kind of not out of focus. Just a little out of focus.
Mine was right up there with Colossus.
But hey, who's this? We got a lady in red. This is where we cue that music in. Lady in red music.
She's not Storm.
Yeah. So Zaladane, I think.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, the priestess. And yeah, she's looking pretty badass here.
It's
and
like Lilandra. It looks like Lilandra's evil twin.
Oh, seriously. I could see that. She got like the feathers on the shoulders and everything.
And the fun like wrap for her hair or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's kind of
hello. Yeah, JP Budget Collector says go back to Storm. Hello to JP and hello to Old Wolf. Thanks for coming, guys.
Hey, what's going on, JP and Tony? Hello. Yeah, so Zaladane, this is her hair or her hat is kind of something out of Aladdin. It looks like a little bit.
She's got a rooster going.
Don't do my favorite Disney movie like that.
It is. No, I mean it is a nice panel. It's still a nice panel, you know.
It's just she's no Storm.
Yeah.
I was gonna, like Saturnine's like cousin, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. Just based on the name. That was later retconned.
Right.
So this is where they get this guy strapped up here, and yeah, I hate when this happens to me. I have this happen all the time, where they just imprint something on your chest, and then you turn into this
stone monster,
old man looking type of monster.
Yeah. I will say, like, somebody who was reading like without a lot of focus might be confused as to like, oh wait, is that Lycos? Is that Sauron? Or wait, because the guy looks a ton like Sauron when he's got jeans. I mean, that's about the only difference.
This is Kirk. This is one of the Ks.
One of the many.
Right. I don't know why, Claremont, you're so creative in all the names you give your characters, and you just chose 3 characters with the same letter.
Yep.
Sorry.
She looks like the sorceress from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe to me. There you go. We got Nigel in the house. What's going on? Desired Comics.
Hi, Nigel.
Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, so this is kind of how this dude is now developed. We get a little bit of a backstory on, some of the things he does, which we get to see this other world, the city. This is where we see the 2 worlds kind of collide, right? And we see a little glimpse of Khazar, and he's, in his own reality at one point, and then so slowly as the 2 kind of mesh together, he ends up, landing where he lands, as you can see in the right hand corner.
Yeah. Jackson Roy Kirk says it helps to read the first 4 or 5 issues of Astonishing Tales where they do the Sun God storyline.
Okay.
And Chet mentions Kurt Marston's turn to Garok is a sick origin. I'm not saying. I mean, it's just. I think the transition is a little bit intense, and you can tell that this is. It turns this into a real setup issue, especially when we transition out of the classic Marvel trope of I wanted to kill you 2 seconds ago, but hey, we're really on the same side. Like, hey, how you doing, buddy? Let's just sit and drink and talk about some stuff, backstory.
Sing Kumbaya around the fire.
Right.
And they really transition from I'm going to kill this guy to we're on the same team. Let's talk.
I want to say a quick hello to Jay Ramirez. What's going on, brother? Doing some more in the YouTube community as well as Instagram. So always good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. And Roy Kirk here, Claremont was pulling several strings together for this story. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, maybe that's something I explore at some point, Astonishing Tales, because this was a little wonky to me. But yeah, so moving on here, fine by me, Blondie, as Wolverine always likes to quote. And there's a lot of Blondies in this episode. So
many nicknames he throws around that are great.
Yeah.
We got Elf, we got Blondie.
Yeah, Elf, that's right. Frails. He's using frails.
Oh, God. Frails.
So yeah, this is essentially them kind of hearing him out, and he wants he wants the X-Men to help him out, Khazar, in his situation. Wolverine is all for it, and Banshee seems to be as well. But of course, the leader, Cyclops, has kind of stepped up to say, "Hey, look, we have some bigger fish to fry, and we need to get back to the professor." So I mean, I get Cyclops' side in terms of trying to get back to reality and real life, and meet up with Cyclops, who is, as in his mind, is thinking he's worried about the whole crew. So I do get that, but of course you have a friend or kind of an acquaintance friend who's asking for your help, and Wolverine is somebody who always wants to step up to something like that.
Absolutely.
Savage Lane,
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think here? Like in this type of leadership role, do you think anyone's in the wrong here, or do you think that is Wolverine and them on board? Is that you think that's the right thing to do, or that they should kind of skip over this to move on to what they're doing and getting back to reality?
I think I'd like to throw this in with JP's comment. Why did Storm change her outfit? Boo. So some people said to me that they felt like the outfit transitions for the characters happened because they were here in this village for a long time. like
Mm.
more than just 1 or 2 days. And if they were there for that many days, why is Cyclops rushing off to go home? Right? He was chilling and growing a mustache and shaving with a knife and going full native on us. And now it's like that somebody here needs help. He's like, you know what? We should really be getting home. It's time to go. It's time to go. So I'm kind of like, now if they haven't been here, if they've only been here for a few days, then the costume thing is even crazier than it was before. It's even nuttier than it was before.
Right.
And I still don't understand. Everybody seemed to be like on vacation mode. And now that they actually have an emergency to solve, Cyclops is like, I gotta get back to work. I'm really sorry. I gotta work on Monday. I'm seriously sorry.
Magneto's a thing.
So I am definitely on the Wolverine side. I don't know that I am on the Cyclops side on this one. And I like Cyclops in general more than Wolverine, but I like them both.
Sure.
I do. Brandon? Sorry, Brandon, I'm not on your side on the Cyclops thing. I like Cyclops.
But okay. I
like his son Nathan more than I like him.
Yep, thank you.
I'm a big Cable fan.
Me too. I would say with Wolverine, right? Because obviously, if you've been in a situation for this long, you want to see it through to the end. Not when you obviously everything that's been going on in the Savage Land, is new to Scott. So it's like, what does he do when he's faced with a new challenge, right? Especially when he's away from Jean. This is where everything I've been saying about Cyclops, he can't really put priority first when it comes to his emotions. And then this is his second encounter with Staron, and it took reinforcements in the first time. It took Angel and Iceman the first time. Obviously, Angel got taken over, but Iceman really saved the day. Right. Now, okay, I don't want to deal with this again. Kazar, I never really liked you, and I don't like working with you, so let me go home now. That's kind of where I'm at. Is Cyclops is not putting it objective first, right? And,
no.
And not putting, Jean.
Well, and the whole thing for me is where's the fire, right? If he was so worried about getting back to Professor to save him from Magneto, what are we doing worrying about shaving in the Savage Lands? And everybody's going just for a swim and banging hot native ladies. Where was the fire then?
Right.
All of a sudden now it's we should really get going. I got to rescue Professor X. I just don't work for me. And Beta Ray Jim, I agree. Havoc is pretty awesome too.
Yep.
Facts.
Facts indeed.
He's been really great in the current stuff too with the Hellions.
Hellions, yeah.
So good.
And then Legends. Don't forget about that. That was a cool Havoc moment.
That was some cool drawings and stuff in there. I'm looking forward to the Simonson issues that are coming in
3
April and May, I think. Bearded's here now.
Bearded. Brendan dropping knowledge. Just another example of a guest panel member being more prepared than John.
I'm not hosting tonight. It's this guy. I'm a guest tonight.
You can tell by the slideshow. It's Justin.
It's taken up a step. It's gone up a level.
It's gone up a level. I'm just asking questions,
I miss Xavier's angry yelling face. Yeah, he can find them all around the world, but not in the Savage Lands.
No, it's Lilandra. That's what it is. It's Lilandra. He's on another.
He's distracted by a hottie yet again, just like Wolverine in this issue.
Yep.
Of course, Scott thinks that it's Professor X doing the same thing. Come on now.
Right.
Oh goodness. All right, so we're starting to wrap it up here. We get a little more Storm action, so there you go.
Great shot.
Definitely a lot of bubbles, a lot of words here on this page, but that's just something that stands out to me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
See, this is why I like digitals, because at least it brings it into one panel, and I don't get overwhelmed with all these bubbles that are all around.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Silver and Bronze Age comics, is a ton of good reading to do. Yeah, obviously we're getting the hints as to what's ahead. All this, that we're gonna leave. I think what does the woman say to Colossus? Farewell, my Peter. I will cherish you always.
Yep.
Baby mama.
America.
Yeah, you'll have a lifetime of mem to remember it. So there you go.
Colossus.
A reminder for your lifetime. And then, of course, yeah, there's clearly something wrong in the Savage Lands. Storm.
Yeah. That's trying to think of something clever for this one, but I do like that it kind of breaks into a snowball fight for just a quick second, and Wolverine is all about it. He's just like, all right, you want to go? Meanwhile, they're like, guys, this is not a time to be playing around here. But yeah, so this is kind of, as we wrap to the end, we get hit with the final panel here that gives you the heads up that this is, as you mentioned, John, building into the next issue here, and kind of what they're going to have to handle, as there shouldn't be a storm here, a snowstorm, anyways. He says, "It is death. This is no mere snowstorm for the Savage Land. It is death."
Yeah.
He
seems pretty good in his tidy whities there. He's like his little loincloth. He's not like getting cold. He's like, yeah, this is bad for the land. I'd be like, dang, I'm freezing. I'm barefoot out here.
Cold, yo. Like,
Right?
So I used to play hockey, right? And I would hate having the 7:00 games because the cold just go straight up your legs. I can only sympathize for what Kazar's feeling right now. I know he's cold.
Albert was saying he never realized that there was so much leg skin on Colossus. There you
That's
go.
what happens when you wear a wrestler's uniform and thigh-high boots. Like you're getting a big gap in between.
It's always cold in Russia, so obviously Colossus knows how to do this. Kazar freaking in the desert like a minute ago.
Right. Kazar's like, I'm used to Florida weather. What is happening right now?
Oh goodness. All right, and that kind of wraps things up here. Yeah, that's the let's see. Yep. Oh no, sorry, we got this. See, look at that. I completely forgot about the facts. So let's jump into this fun bit here. Looking at kind of some of the pricing. Now, last couple of issues have been kind of jumping up into the 4s and 600s and maybe even a little more than that. Here, a 9.8 averages around 325, at least according to Go Collect. So 325 for a 9.8, and then it drops to 130 for a 9.6. So almost triple, a little less, like 2.5 times.
Yeah. Which is thankfully back closer to normal, I think, compared to what we've been seeing. Some of these issues with the like 4+ price jumps, Yep. Maybe more in keeping with the normal.
Yeah, definitely a little more reasonable. And it says here that for 9.8s there are a total of 113, and 215 9.6s, 204 9.4s, drops back down to 132 for 9.2s, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, still not that many out there for 9.8s within the 100 range. I think they all have kind of been around that, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is all these numbers for me, at least based on what we've been. It seemed like more normal numbers between the quantity of 9.8s versus 9.6s and 9.4s. So this seems a little more normal versus some of the ones we've seen where it's like a just this tiny little group of only double digit 9.8s or something.
Right. Right.
Superpower review. Kevin is here. What is up, Kevin?
Okay.
We jump back in here. Zabu is like, I got fur, but come on, light me a fire, man. My man George is in the house. What's up, George?
Yeah, Zabu's basically basically saying, I didn't survive the Ice Age just to have to do this.
Saw a Beast Funko today at Walmart, but get this, it was flocked. This guy.
There you go.
Kevin in the house. What's up, Kevin? Love those googly eyes that Kevin has there. You see in his picture there.
I do. Still tabs right there.
Yeah. Smash that like button. If this video gets 20 likes, Justin will dress as Kazar next episode.
I guess then next time.
I don't know if I can.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
John, take a week off. I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, I might have to skip that week.
I might have to skip that week.
Albert says we got it. We did 20 likes.
Oh God.
That's hilarious.
Oh, sorry. The chat just jumped. I was trying to.
What, Greg? The shenanigans that Greg tries to pull.
Yes, absolutely great issue. Lasso, that was wasn't a PB M&M sugar high, was it? Sorry, just getting through some of the comments here, Dave. Funny how it starts snowing. Sorry, guys, for the hot house effect. I can't. Oh, Storm. Oh, that's Storm.
Hello, Comics for Cheap. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on, James? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, we hit 20 likes. Jeez. Yeah, look at that. Woo!
Justin makes his cosplaying debut. Sorry.
JP wants John to dress as Colossus. There you go.
Skinny anorexic Colossus.
So I couldn't find much on this. In terms of CGC and the blue label listings of any significance to this, there wasn't any that I could pull. So no first appearances or things like that. So
definitely not any key elements. I think this is not even in the Key Collector app. This is one. I think we mentioned that there's a few in the next bit here that aren't, but there's obviously scattered among all these Alpha Flight issues that we're going to be hitting here very soon.
Right. Which I remember when I first got into this, thinking that I just kind of thought every single one was a key to some degree, and that it should be listed in Key Collector, and they're not. And I was like really surprised about that, and kind of annoyed because I was like trying to find information back. This was back when I was first reading these issues, and yeah, I mean, these are some great stories. Obviously, what we've been reading so far, and for them to not really be considered some sort of key. I mean, I get you got to define it somehow, but yeah, like I'm just kind of surprised, and these are all just if anyone were to just be getting into X-Men, I'd be like, read all these, just don't skip any of them, just read them all.
Bro, snowball fight.
Greg is just having a blast in the chat.
What do you say?
Key Collector
says the first X-Men snowball fight. Yeah, there you go. That's I should have added that. Damn it. I'm going to consult with Greg before I put the next slides show together, because that's good stuff right there. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. I ended up just putting a little bit of information there with the store date coming out October 31st. So there's a Halloween issue that's take it for what that is. Back in 1978, 35-cent cover price, and they're your boys on the script. John Byrne doing the penciling, and so on and so forth. And that's all I have for the fun slides for this week.
Great work, man. Great work. How do you feel?
Feel pretty good. Feel I made that one mistake where Storm was in it, but we'll get over it. The chat will get over it.
I'm not gonna. I'll put mistake in quotes if you like.
Guys, and everyone in the chat, make sure you stick around, because we're gonna get to some questions here in just a few moments. So make sure you stick around. We have a couple things that we can, get you guys in the raffle if you're not already participating in this. What is
Greg said? Justin made the slides shocking. Another co-host carrying the weight for the show for John.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, chat was saying too. Iceman is always in that he is. Chat was saying too. 110 is the first X-Men baseball game. So there you go. Another reason to put it on the list for a nice high grade 110. So any final thoughts on this, gentlemen? John, where do you kind of leave off with this, or
I think we all hit on it. There's definitely elements of this that are filler, backstory, fill in, and I have low tolerance or low patience usually for issues where it's like, I'm the bad guy, but no, really, I'm the good guy. Let's stop and let's make up. Let's figure it out. There's an issue of Savage Dragon where he gets in a fight with the character Bedrock, who is like a member of the Youngblood, and they have this big fight. And at the end, Bedrock's like, stop. I was just seeing if you were strong enough to join Youngblood. That's all. And then Savage Dragon just lays him out, just absolutely punches the daylights out of him, and then shouts, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." And then Bedrock says, "What? They do it in Marvel all the time."
Is Savage Dragon, is he from the Savage Lands? I would imagine he's from there.
That's why Eric Larson really left Marvel.
Got the fin. Yeah, right.
Brandon, any last words here for this issue?
I mean, like we've been saying, there's like a history lesson, or it's like, obviously, I don't want to call you guys like, yeah, you guys are pretty young, where you didn't probably grow up on like Stan Lee or like, reading the original like.
I did. I don't know about you guys. I did.
Now I'm feeling young. I love it.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I know I didn't. So and even like Astonishing Tales, backstories, even Kazar, it's like a bridge, right? Saying, okay, if you're not with our new program, this is where we're going. There's like a connecting bridge, kind of intertwining the universe, and kind of like going to the joke I made earlier. If Scott Snyder read an X-Men book, that it would be that, just throwing in your history. It's good. It's good history. It's a good story. But you have to read it when you're awake. First time I read it, it's like,
first thing in the morning, a little coffee.
That is fair. Yeah.
I read this at like 11 o'clock after I read it after I think I recorded something. I was like, okay, wait, now I'm here. I got to the part King Bears and I'm like, okay, and now I'm here. And I left it for the next morning and then went back and read it 2 more times. But
you bet we did, Kevin. Absolutely. Yep. Amazing. Spread page.
Spread page.
Goes across too.
I remember Issues pointing that out when you and Issues were talking about.
I think I'd heard of it before, but he definitely solidified that term in my mind. Spread page versus splash page.
Yeah. So all right, well that kind of wraps up the issue. Obviously we're going to be back on John's channel next week for 116, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's jump into questions because we got questions here. We got a good group here, so guys, stick around. We have 4 questions here. I'll kick it off since we have kind of an odd. We're moving some questions around here. So if you guys don't know the questions we're going to ask, put the answer in the comments section below. And the first person to get that right will get an entry into my raffle to win the Omnibus volume number 2. And you'll also get 2 points over on John. I keep pointing the other way. Over on John.
1 point if you are second place, and 1 point if you have the funniest response to our questions.
Yeah. So let's see what kind of answers we get here in the chat. So my first question is for these, and then these are all for last issue, right? All for last episode. Who did Cyclops see in his reflection of the water when he was shaving in last issue? Who did Cyclops see in the reflection of the water while he was shaving in last issue? It was kind of a random section.
Albert, we're giving away some sweet stuff, so definitely hang tight with us, man.
Yeah, let me. I just saw some of the answers there, and
I'm gonna double check and make sure that I got the YouTube open so I can see.
So this is to confirm. This is what we're raffling off, so you can get your name in this. In the raffle for this, if you are the first one to put the answer down. And then you also get 2 points for John's mystery raffle that he'll also be giving away. And then you get 1 point, as he just explained, if you are the second. And then we're also looking for a funny one. So guys, throw in some sarcastic answers because you could get a point into John's raffle.
I love sarcastic
funny ones.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it.
Sorry.
Greg comment.
I'm noticing in the live. I'm glad I checked in the live chat that I've got a different order.
Oh,
Lasso in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the StreamYard chat. It shows Lasso first, but in the live chat on YouTube, it shows Chet beating him. I was
going to say, I have Lasso first according to StreamYard, which is what I've always gone by. I haven't gone by anything else.
That is darn close. I mean, clearly they were within seconds, within fractions of a second. So
rock, paper, scissors.
No, we'll go with StreamYard. Sorry, Chet.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Lasso. Chet, right. You do get 1 point though, my friend.
He does. He was second.
So Lasso is on the board. And then we have a couple funny ones here. We got some Mulan.
I like that one.
And we got some Elvira. Let's see, Loch Ness, Boss Hog.
Boss Hog.
We got some I Was First. Okay, that's a good one. Albert says Swamp Thing. The Ghost of Christmas Past.
Those are all very funny.
Oh, John, this is tough.
I'm gonna go with Swamp Thing by Albert, because Albert,
Right.
I just read my first Swamp Thing comics, and you're hitting it on that.
There you go. Good move. Albert did his homework.
Number one.
SpongeBob.
Boo, Mutant Uprising. Sorry, chat, man. It's tricky. It's tricky. Do you want to go next, Brandon, or do you want me to go next?
It's your show. You got it.
All right. My question is, last issue we had, of course, introduction to the Savage Land, the X-Men coming across all kinds of wild beasts. Banshee getting attacked by a pterodactyl beast. How do the X-Men rescue Banshee from the pterodactyl? John is trying not to play favorites. I get it. Maybe your burn on me earlier just came back to haunt you. So how did they free him from the creature? How did they free him? Not who freed him, Chet. How? There it is. Yeah.
Mutant Uprising Part 3.
Yeah, for real. So we got Lasso as number 1, right? You guys have that
And
on your
Chet at
thing?
number 2.
Yep, you're right.
It was a fastball special that set him free. They phoned a friend, says Desired Comics. Distracted pterodactyl with Storm in that outfit. Yes, JP.
Oh.
I'll see if there's anything else. Yes, done. And that might be JP's first points on the overall here.
George said that, I think they freed him with vigorous jazz hands.
Vigorous
Captain.
jazz.
Yeah.
Captain Planet. Storm walked into the room in a towel. The right? Done.
Everyone's jaws dropped and Banshee just fell from the sky.
Insert a Harry Potter spell to make John happy. All right, Brandon's turn. Brandon, what is your question?
You guys with the trivia question. Which X-Men gets one of the natives in the Savage Land pregnant?
Oh,
We've discussed that a few times tonight too. So
yep, got some hints in there for sure.
There's even like a quote in the issue.
Yep.
Like right in the middle of it.
Which X-Men got someone from the Savage Lands pregnant? Okay, I see some answers coming in.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check the live chat on this one to see how it worked. Okay, it is correct based on the live stream is matching StreamYard this time. Okay. So
Lasso homework.
Lasso's just ready.
He's killing it.
So Lasso and Chet ahead again.
Let's see what kind of funny ones we got here.
But now, Chet, you are one away from passing issues into getting second place. I'm just saying, you're right there.
We got Pimp Daddy Professor X as an answer. We got Lockheed as an answer.
That would have been amazing.
If someone just said Lockjaw, that would have been a good one.
Storm just walks through in an outfit and everybody in the village became pregnant. Done.
All right. Which one are you giving that to the funny one?
I'm going to go to Desired Comics, I think, with
there
Lockheed. That was funny.
Grudge against Greg tonight for that one.
There you go.
Greg is on fire.
All right, last question here. I'll wrap it up. This you guys might have to do a little bit of research if you didn't pay attention to that first or early pages, but it's a pretty simple question. What is the official title of last week's episode? What was the interior title that they always
give on the issue was titled what? I hate this show, says Greg. No, it's Comic Gories. That's the one you don't like.
Oh, there you go. There's Lockjaw. There you
go. There it is. Yeah, said it.
They don't like it when I'm here.
He-Man.
I'm double checking.
Oh, so
Because
this
it was
is
spelled wrong.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like Jackson Roy Kirk and Chet.
Yeah.
Me.
I got
So
Lasso in Jackson Roy Kirk.
Lasso wrote a different word.
Oh,
Dissolution.
Dissolution, not desolation.
never mind then.
So I'm going Jackson Roy Kirk, getting the 2 points in my math,
Yep. Sorry, Lasso.
and Chet getting the 1 point. And Chet, you are now tied for second officially.
Whoa. Well, he serves him right. He got second place all night tonight. My goodness. It's very close. Kept it very close. All right, we got a couple. Let's see what we got. Trust me, if Storm walks around like that, everyone's game. Yeah.
Don't forget to prepare again. What are you talking about?
You're only prepared when Storm's just at her best.
He says he doesn't.
My
know
3 sons. Acceptable. Hello, Kevin
Hey,
from Entropy. What is up?
good to see you.
All right, so
Greetings.
Desired is getting the My Three Sons comedy there.
All right, nice. Very
And
nice.
we are good.
Well done, my friends. Yeah, so just kind of wrapping things up. We will be covering issue 116 next week over on John's channel. So make sure if you don't already have him subbed up that you do so that you will be ready for next Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern. Brandon, my friend, thank you so much for coming on for these back-to-back issues. It's been awesome. And I'm sure we'll have you again at some point for sure. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. To both you guys, thank you in the chat for minding me while I'm here. It's always a good time. This is religious.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And we appreciate the support and you hanging out with us all the time every Tuesday. So, guys, make sure you're following Brandon over on Instagram and on YouTube. I put the links down in the description below as well. Brandon's been launching his YouTube channel now, getting more content out there. So great to see that. And yeah, everybody that's just been hanging out, we really appreciate you guys. We love the chat. Chat was great tonight, as is always.
Everybody except Bearded Comic Bro is on fire tonight.
Albert saying he just subscribed to John, so there you
Thanks,
go.
Albert. I'll find you when we're done here. I'll go over and find yours.
Oh,
there you go, John. He said you're okay. See, you guys are cool. He said you're all
Maybe
right.
I'll take that back.
Appreciate everybody. Yeah, so we'll see all you guys back on John's channel 9 o'clock Tuesday. And until then, have a great week. We are out.